Yay! I believe I'm live. Hello, everybody. Valerie Walton here at valeriewalton.com. And I am so excited to get down to the nitty gritty and talk to you today about organization and productivity. This is such a major issue with everybody, and especially business owners, and more especially home based business owners, network marketers, affiliate marketers, all that good stuff. And so I wanted to talk about what doesn't get talked about very much, which is how do I stay on top of things? Now, I know me as a mom and also now a new wife, as well as building my business and going next level with it, there is a lot on my plate. And maybe you can relate to that. Maybe you are building your business on the side while you are still at your job, and the goal is to eventually replace your income so that you can walk away from the job, fire your boss. Maybe you're newly married. Maybe you are a new parent and, all these new responsibilities that you have. Um, so I just wanted to kind of go over this with you today. Now, if you love these tips, which I know you will, you're going to need to subscribe and follow and all that great stuff. And definitely get on my newsletter because I love giving out tips like this all the time. So make sure that you go to valeriewalton.com. Right there on the home page, you'll be able to join my newsletter. All right, without further ado, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to show you my own personal ways that I stay productive with free tools. Child, it's gonna cost you a thing, and you can use these. Okay. So what shall I start with? I'm gonna take it up a notch, and I'm gonna show you something that I love sharing with my coaching clients as well, in terms of also helping them stay productive. Woo, child. So get ready, get ready. So let me try to move these tabs together so it'll be easy to find everything. And I had a light week. Let me try to go back and see if there were some other things. Okay. Cool. Just making sure I don't have like people's personal information and stuff like that on there. Um, cool. I think I can do something like that. Cool. Should be okay with this. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen now. And I'm going to show you free tool number 1. Actually, let me show you this one first. Okay, here we go. Free tool number 1. Hey, hey. Unfortunately, I'm only seeing it says Facebook user on here. So I got to go back and say hey to you after. But I see that you're on. You said, hurry. I'm sneaking to see you while it works. So let me hurry up. Let me go ahead. Okay, so share my screen right now. And this, whoops, this is what I wanted you to see. So free tool number 1 is Google Calendar. Okay. And I wanted to show you an example week of, what my week looks like. I have it color coded, and there are 3 very important things that I want you to always make sure that you have on your calendar. And that is a pocket of time, right? A window of time for yourself, a window of time for your business, a window of time for your family, and then also make sure that that time for yourself includes even just self-care and pampering. Okay, because you're going to need it. And in my case, being a coach and being a mom and being a wife, I pour so much into people that I can't be empty, right? I have to go back. I have to refill myself, right? So in the beginning of the day, I start off with prayer, meditation, affirmation. So all my personal stuff is in the turquoise blue. This is one of my favorite colors, so I picked that. And then the darker blue is for my family time. Anything that you see in green, whether it's the light green or the dark green, the green stuff is my income producing activities that I do. Okay. So, right here to add this up, this is a nice chunk of money because some of y'all know how much I charge for a coaching session. That's pretty, this is a lot of cash right here this particular week. So, I'm pretty happy with that. And you see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clients for that week, some of which I needed to make sure that I went back in my files and updated that they had more than one session with me. So that money gets multiplied. So for those people that I had made sure everything is up to date, I put them in dark green because that money has already been earned. Anybody that's in light green, I need to make sure my files are updated and everything is confirmed. So that's how I do that. Um, Things in red, I just needed a reminder. Oh my gosh, this is something important I have to pay attention to, type of deal. The things in purple are for the community of entrepreneurs that I'm a part of. Okay. So you'll see, and a lot of you know that that community is MLSP. So you'll see this is me hosting the new member orientation. This is me doing our wake up call. This is us at the level 1 workshop. So I block those things off in purple. I love using purple because that's like royalty. This reminds me of who I am as a leader, that kind of thing. So you'll definitely want to color code, right? Now, what I love about Google Calendar is the fact that you can have this on any device. You could have it on your desktop, which is what I'm on right now. You could have it on your phone. You could have it on your tablet. Like anywhere you go, you'll have it. They will also send you reminders, right? And you can set how often or how soon before the actual event takes place that you'll get those reminders. Also, right, if I were to click something, I could either make it an event or a task, right, where I can make myself a nice little to-do list or a reminder, right? So if every day I need to remind myself to do something, then okay, cool. I'll set it for that. And this is new. This is even appointment scheduling. Okay, so since it's new, I don't really know much about it. I had to get into something like that. Anyway, and it looks like that's something you'll have to eventually pay for. But anyway, this is how I do it. So I get up first thing in the morning. I got to be honest, I don't get up at 7 a.m. anymore, but I need to go back to getting up at 7 a.m. because this schedule right here has made me the most productive ever. I get so much stuff done you wouldn't even believe. Okay. But I get up first thing in the morning and I spend time with my higher source, my higher power. I go and spend time with God. I will pray. I will have conversations with him. That is something that I believe in, and that's what I do. It helps me set the tone for the entire day. So, yes, I will pray. Then, after that, I will meditate. And then after that, I do some affirmations using certain apps or YouTube channels that I really like, YouTube videos. After that, I'll read, right? So I'm working on my personal growth and development. Um, I am actually going back to rereading a book that I absolutely love. There's certain books that I'll go back and I'll read at least once a year. One of those is The Science of Getting Rich. Another one is called Get Rich, Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. And that's the one that I'm reading right now. And in case you were wondering how you get your hands on The Science of Getting Rich and who's the author, that one is Wallace D. Wattles. So those are like two favorites of mine. So I'm reading Get Rich right now. Get Rich, Lucky B. And then after that, I'll do a quick workout. Listen, I don't like working out, but I know it's important to stay active. I let myself go for too long. So I'll spend about 15 minutes, right? Somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes working out. And then it's breakfast time. I'll go and have something very light. I'm not much of a breakfast person. So I might have a croissant. I might have definitely try to have a green shake or something like that. Once I'm done with that, that is the me time part of my day. That is the spiritual connection with God, the universe, like really choosing and setting the tone for how my day is going to go with lots of positivity, lots of energy, and a reminder of how much power I have as a human being and more importantly, a spiritual being. So that's how I get started. I have this little reminder here. That's something personal. Ladies can probably figure out what that is. And then on Sundays, that's my church time, right? But throughout the week, um, I had to pause for a moment and pay attention to what part of my day did I want to really focus in on me. That's the very beginning. The minute I wake up, I'm focused on God. I'm focused on my relationship with God. I'm focused on, feeling that connection and being led and guided by that, right? And so it's my first fruits of the morning, first fruits of the day. I will spend that first part of my day doing that. That's important to me. And then I thought about what portions of the day am I the most productive and energetic, right? Where do I really feel like I can get a lot of stuff done? And that's where I do my coaching sessions. So I typically do them between 12 and 5. Sometimes I'll take people a little earlier at 11 or 10, but I ain't taking nobody before 10, child. Sometimes I don't get out of bed until 10. So anytime that I kind of fall off the wagon and I'm not following the schedule, because again, full transparency, I'm not always doing this, um, then that's when I get up. Okay. So since I know this is when I'm the most energetic, the most ready to get out here and I feel the most helpful towards people, this is where I schedule my coaching. And then at the end of the day, right, I don't work past 5. But at the end of the day, I'll do my family time. Okay. After that, it's back to closing out my day, winding down, and really getting ready for bed. So this is time we spend all together. And then I'll have some time alone to read and meditate again. Then I spend a little time with the hubby. And then and then get ready for bed. Wash my face, got to put that face mask on, got to put that hair bonnet on, honey, right? So that kind of stuff. That's what I'll do. And by midnight, I'm in bed and pretty much sleep. I also took the time to find out my circadian rhythm and knowing that I need exactly 7 hours of sleep. No more, no less. If I sleep more than that, I'm going to feel groggy. If I sleep less than that, I'm going to be overly hyper. So that's something that you may want to also pay attention to. Okay. But yeah, all of this stuff is color coded. And even with the space in between, this is not me just sitting around doing nothing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's just me chilling. But these are pockets of time where I also try to make sure that I get my marketing part of my day done, putting out posts and conversing with prospects and things like that. So the open spaces is where I find time to fit those people in. Okay. That's how that works. And this is all free. There's no reason for you to not be able to use this and get organized with it. Right. So what typically happens is you'll click inside of a white space. It automatically creates an hour long event, but you can change it a little bit later by simply putting in, the name of the event. And then you can save it, or you can go into more options, right? And then go into more detail. I don't really use this description part, but I guess it could be pretty useful, right? And then you can save. If you wanted to make it less time, like maybe this is something that only takes you 15 minutes to do, then you can go up, boom, right? And now that's 15 minutes and it'll be much smaller, right? So you can do that. If you want to make it longer, you can even click on it, right? And stretch it out to make it longer or shorter. So that's up to you too. Okay. And then if you want to color code it, you'd right click it, change the color that you want it to be. Okay. And that's how that works. Whoops. And if you want to delete it, click the trash can. It's gone. Okay. So this is really useful, especially if I have, like, let's say I have a coaching client. They tell me, oh my gosh, I need to reschedule. No worries. I'll go in and click the pencil and I'll just change the date that they need me to reschedule it to. Right. So that's pretty useful as well. How does that help you? Do you like that? Did you realize you could do that kind of thing with Google Calendar? And those of you that have, Apple, you use iCal, great. pretty much the same thing. Okay. Hey, Thierry. Hey, Dolores. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing me your name. That's odd. Okay. Hey, Thierry. He says, so funny I get on this live of yours as I'm currently planning my next 12 months. Yes. The floor is literally with the 12 months laid out on it right now. I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. And I'm so glad you mentioned that because I'm going to bring that up. This is the time of the year. I'll bring it up right now. This is the time of the year that I typically start focusing on my reflection of the year so far and also my planning for the next year. I always do that somewhere around mid-November, the second or third week. But right now, I'm just feeling really inspired. I'm feeling a lot of creative energy. And so I want to spend the time doing it now. So it gives me more time. Okay. Next up is transfer everything into the calendar. You also have a gazillion tabs. Oh, yeah, that's me. I am the tab lady, child. How do you work out the purple mixed with blue on Monday? Let me go back and see what you're talking about. The purple mixed with blue on Monday. Oh, like if I have two things at once? Is that what you mean? It's either something important that's happening simultaneously, that I don't have to physically be at one, but I do at the other, or it's something that's just a reminder and I set it as an event by mistake. It's typically something like that. That's all. Right. Oh, so I know what you mean. Are you talking about like right here? Let me share my screen again. So like, would you say I usually do it like the December, January? Yeah, it's definitely more relaxed doing it in November. I always start planning like 2 months ahead, 6 weeks, something like that. Okay, let me share this again. So are you talking about more like right here? I have new member orientation here. So typically what happens is the families together, right? They got an hour head start. And then when I'm done with the orientation, I'll go ahead and catch up. So Mondays, I spend less family time than normal, right? Now, if I want to, if we all, if it all fits our schedule and we want to, I can spend that hour that I'm going to miss with them on Monday night somewhere else, depending on how busy of a day it is. Mondays are typically a pretty busy day for me, and the family knows that, and it's cool. Just as long as we have some time together is what's really important. All right. And sometimes somebody's doing something. And so I'll do the other stuff first and then have the family time a little later. So that's cool too. Okay, so we do that. Um, so yeah, that's how I work those things out. Or like in this case, I had these two clients. One of them I accidentally scheduled, so I had the space to put the other. I left her here as a reminder that I need to reach back out. So that kind of thing. So I just don't forget. And in this case, this is Deep Abyss. I don't host that, but it is an MLSP thing, and I want to make sure that I remind my clients, my teammates about it, so that if they needed that additional, mindset coaching and training, why not get it from one of the best, Diane Hawkman? So I like to have all of that stuff on my calendar. Okay, so that's how that part works. And now I can move on to the second tool. Are you ready? I love these tools so much. Anyway, let me go to the next thing, which is, drum roll, please. Here we go, right here. Trello. I love Trello. I believe Trello has some kind of paid version or something, child. I don't even know. I am good with the free version. And as you can see, I am over the top fancy. I decorate every freaking thing. So let's start with the background. Okay. Well, you know what? First things first. Let me do this. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to show you what Trello looks like when you first get it, because it is not this decked out. Okay. So let's see if I can just find you a plain board. Okay. All right. So here's a plain board right here. When you first get started, this is what it looks like. Okay. And you'll be able to start setting up things called lists, right? And inside of each list is a card that you can add. right? So on and so forth. Okay. So you have that. So this is my sample list. Here is sample list number 2, on and on and on. And I can add cards underneath each one. Okay. And then I'll show you how I designed mine and what I did. Okay. But this is basically what this is. And if you wanted to change your background or whatever, you come on over here, you click change background, and you could either select colors, like this is a solid color, or you could grab a photo that they have up here and you can select it based on a theme. So if this is going to be your workspace, maybe you want a theme that has a desk on it, right? So you can have something like this. These are pretty popular designs and stuff that people love. Okay. Or if you wanted something like this, you could. Or if you're building your business because you want to be able to go on your dream vacation that involves palm trees, right? Maybe you'll look for something tropical and bam, maybe this will be your background, right? Or this. Okay, something like that. I wonder if they got pictures of like actual cities like Paris. I don't even know. Bam, you trying to go to Paris? Right? Is that your ultimate goal? Is that a dream vacation you want to go on, child? Hey, click the yo. This will keep you motivated, won't it? To be able to keep seeing this every single day. It's I like to put something that is like a main part of one of my core values or a main part of my ultimate goals that I want to hit. That's what I want to put right here. Okay? Something that just keeps me in the right headspace, right? And it's a great visual for me. So that's how you can do stuff like that. I guess I better change this back. But yeah, you got the idea. Yeah. Okay. So that's how that works. Now, moving on to mine. So if you're wondering, well, how did you get like these little labels and stuff like that on there? Goals, vision board, resources, Monday, Tuesday, on and on. I made those in Canva, which is also free, right? They have a paid version as well, but I can go over to Canva and I do have the paid version of Canva, but you can go over to Canva and you can make stuff like this for free, right? So what I did was I found a picture and then I wrote text over top of the picture. The end. It's really that simple. And I may even redo this for 2022 just to spice it up. Now, I just recently changed my background to all this money, these $100 bills, honey, because I wanted to remind myself of my values and my goals. I wanted to remind myself of the fact that I am worthy of money. I am worthy of being rich and wealthy and paying it forward, that I have an abundance of money always around me all the time. It is mine for the taking without having to take away from anybody else. So that was really important to me. Okay. And with this one main resource, I can take this and use it to get all the other resources in my life. So I like that. Okay. So that's something that is like for me, money has been one of my biggest blocks, right? Money and worthiness, believe it or not. And so this is something that gives me a visual to remind me that I am worthy. And then in my first list, this is goals and more. And I talk about what my goals are. So I guess I can give you a little idea here. Right. And I actually, this was inspired by my coach, my mentor, and my best friend, Lisa Torres. So she had gave me something like this. And I said, oh my gosh, I need to keep this reminder in here. And then also, some things I wanted to do for my own life goals, life balance, fitness, health, things like that. I have a brain dump here, my master list of ideas. I always come up with ideas all the time. I could be sitting in a drive-through at McDonald's, child. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea for my business. And I have to get it out. So I have a brain dump section. I have gratitude. These are things that I'm grateful for to remind me when times get hard in my business or even in my life, I want to reconnect with the things that help pull me out of it, the things that help me remember gratitude and that my problem, whatever it is, cannot compare to, to the fact that good things are destined for me, so it's that kind of thing. I have my passions, the things that bring me joy, right? On the days, again, if it's hard days where I'm feeling sad or I'm just feeling uninspired, it's time to tap into what my passions are. And then my affirmations are also here too. So if I'm on the go and I don't have my I'm not in front of YouTube, or I don't know, if my phone I don't have the app, I can still go in and grab some affirmations to look at for the day. Now, next list is my vision board. So this is a vertical vision board here, right? So you'll see I want my Tesla, right? Um, this is the house I want for LA. If we stay here in Maryland, this would definitely be my dream home. So I left it up there just in case. I do, in fact, want to go and visit Paris with my daughter. I want this Rolex right here. That thing is lit. Y'all like that? And quite a few other things. I want a pet. I want a certain amount in my savings to start and then grow that. I want to start investing more, branch out into other businesses. The Bentley is like ultimate, and I want this one. Okay, I want the 100th anniversary ice blue with the cream interior convertible. That's what I want. Okay, I'd love to be able to hire a housekeeper, have some a private cook, like all kinds of stuff. That's the kinds of things that I want. And so, whoops, what did I just do? So, oh, I needed to move that anyway. Oh, it didn't move. It didn't move. So yeah, well, yes, it did. Oh, awesome. That's good. So yeah, this is my main focus right now. We're trying to get ourselves out into LA, and then the other stuff kind of pretty much in this order. I might have to rearrange a few things. Then I have my resources. These are things that I know I need to grab. These are resources, my go-to resources for when I'm working on my business, when I'm working with coaching clients or team members or something like that. Typical things that people want to know quite often. So I just made sure that I put them all in one place. It's easy for me to grab. Now, at that point, we're pretty much done. Well, these first two lists are all about my own personal stuff. The resources is where my business stuff begins for the team. And then my schedule Monday through Sunday. And I have my mindset and spiritual things that I want to make sure I do, the body, health, fitness things that I want to make sure I do, my family and fun time that I want to make sure that I spend. And then I have my to-do list for that particular day and a daily tracker, right? So the amount of things I'll need to do from one day to the next will vary, right? So here you see 20 things, here you see 22 things. And I know you're like, what? That's a lot of stuff. But honestly, most of the stuff that's here takes less than 5 minutes to get done. So it's really not as much work to do as you think. If I have new people into MLSP, I need their names. I need to make sure that I schedule time to reach out to them, connect with them, stuff like that. And then these have labels on them. See, they're color coded with that blue, my favorite blue again. These are movable, right? These are the ones that I move from day to day. And I'm actually behind on doing that this week, but I can move them from Monday to Tuesday and then from Tuesday to Wednesday. And the reason why I move them along throughout the week is because these are my wins. If I had a win on Monday, I'll write it in here and then move on to Tuesday and see if I have any wins for Tuesday, and so on and so forth. I also want to keep my main goal for the week in the forefront of my mind, right? And see how fast I hit it, right? I don't have to wait until the end of the week, right? If I hit the goal today on Wednesday, great, all right? And then also how I will improve next week. So instead of me having to scroll all the way back over to fill that out, I just move it along with me each and every day because, again, I get ideas all the time. And so, if I come up with an idea on how I can improve for next week, I'll go ahead and type it in, and then I can move that along as well. Okay, so these typically go in the Wednesday. Now, if you're wondering, Val, what's the difference between your, oops, crappity. What's the, move. Notice I don't have anything there. Okay, if you're asking, what's the difference between, your Monday and your Monday business DMO. So again, Monday, this is for everything that I want to focus on and get done that day. The Monday business DMO is specifically business related activities. So again, you remember in my Google Calendar, those pockets of time where I have the space and I'm feeling productive, bam, that's what I'm going in to do. And even if I don't feel productive at that time, I look at it and I'm like, well, I don't have very much time today. So I can't play around. Let me get busy. And what I'll do is I'll open up a tab, yet another tab, Terry, and I will set a timer. So I'll go into Google and I'll do like, you know, if I want to give myself an hour a day to work my business, I'll do 60-minute timer. Bam, it's on and clock's ticking. Val, stop playing. I don't care if you feel like it or not. This must get done. You made a commitment to yourself. You made a commitment to your family. You made a commitment to your future. And you made a commitment to serve your audience. You don't have the luxury of saying, I don't feel like it today. It's got to get done. Okay. So, although I do try to make sure that I'm working during my most energetic times, there are days that I just don't feel like it or I don't feel so well that day. I got to get something done. So I'll set my timer and then I'll get through my business DMO. And my business DMO is not a whole lot of stuff, right? I have my business goals for the month. Typically I'll do 1 to 3 goals, and then my daily tracker, right? I have my content ideas for social media. I've got over 100 of them. I've got, and this is typically what I do throughout the day: get some stories up, add new people, start conversations. Without the conversations, I'm not going to get leads, customers, and sales. So I have to do conversations every day, whether I feel like it or not, right? And then that's pretty much how my days look. So that's the difference between Monday versus the business DMO for Monday. Okay, this is specifically about business tasks. Okay, now I do all of that Monday through Friday, right? Including my Facebook Live. Do I have that on there? Oh, yeah, I do. So you see, I have my live at 5 scheduled. It must get done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I give myself a whole weekend off, right? And give me time to regroup and give me time to come up with more ideas. So I have no excuses. Excuse me. All right. Oh, sorry, I need some water. Oh, that was crazy. Okay, so now moving on, as I get to the weekend, right? As I get to the weekend, I don't really do a whole lot of work. Not really. Even though they're here, like just in case I feel like working over the weekend, I will. But for the most part, it's a chill weekend. I'm not doing anything but like kicking back and binge watching Netflix, or going over some notes or some plans for the new week or the new month, something like that, right? But most of the time, I'm really just spending time with family, spending time with my husband, like stuff like that, right? Because I want them to know they matter and spend quality time with them, right? That's all of our love languages. So I don't really use this that much. But notice my Saturday, my Sunday, I got pictures of candles and relaxation and stones and stuff, right? Because I want to remind myself it's okay to not work. I can relax for a minute. And so if there's anything that I need to get done, it'll go in here. I reminded myself the past weekend, somebody messaged me from IG, which I'm not really used to because I don't, that's not one of my main platforms, but it is a platform I'm on. So that was pretty cool to receive a message there. And then Sunday, same thing. Now, after that, there's more work stuff to look at. My friends list. So what I did was I actually went into Facebook and I downloaded my friends list. If you don't know how to do that, this is why you need to be subscribed to my newsletter, because I did a YouTube video about that a while back. And I typically repurpose that content and make sure that people on my email list got it. So best case scenario, best thing to do would be to get on my newsletter as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? Because those are really the main places that I focus my time and attention, right? Well, second to my email list, right? The where my clients are and my teammates are. Okay. So yeah, you can download your entire friends list and put them on Facebook. When you're speaking with specific individual friends at the moment, I make a new card with their name just for them. And then I keep notes on how the conversations are going. Okay. What we talked about, just trying to make sure that I'm keeping track of everything that's happening. By the time the week is over, I've got a good chunk of my friends sorted out. Now, mind you, this isn't the friends list pages here. This is 4 pages of my friends, and that's still not even half of them on Facebook, right? Because there's a limit to how many you can put in a card. I think it's 200 each. So this definitely isn't even half of my friends on Facebook, but it's a good start. And the document that I downloaded, right, when you go on to Facebook and download your list of friends, I can always go back to that and then copy and paste another set of 200 and keep moving from that. Okay. So I'm talking to each individual friend. Let's say I'm talking to Melinda. We get to talking, and I discover that she's actually in the market to start a business from home. She just doesn't know what to do or how to do it. Cool. I can put her in this category over here where I send her some information, whether it's a video overview or it's an article or it's a link to something. I'm going to add that into our notes. Okay. Now maybe I spoke to Melinda and I didn't have to give her any information. We just had a quick conversation, and this is what typically happens. Have a quick conversation and discover that she is open to checking out what I do, or open to getting some assistance from me, some guidance. Great, she's open. I'm gonna put her in the open section, and now she's a prospect because she's given me permission to reach out to her, to contact her, and to go further with this and make sure she's a good fit. If Melinda says, yeah, right, we go and we have our conversation on Zoom, and she says to me, yes, absolutely. I love your coaching philosophy. I love how you do things. I definitely want to enroll into your Limitless Lifestyle Academy or into your Profitpreneur coaching package, right? Cool. I'm going to move her over into enroll because she's ready to sign up and pay her money, right? If for some reason I got to talking to Melinda and she said, well, I'm not sure. I don't know if this is right for me. Let me think about it. I'm going to obviously give her the space to think about it, but not without setting a date to follow up. We're both going to put it on our calendars, and then I'm going to move Melinda over to follow up later, and it'll have a due date on there, right? So, and you can set that when you go and set your cards, right? So I can put her in the follow up later. In terms of customer follow up, this is anybody that purchased something from me. So if they purchase something, I want to make sure that I follow up with them. So again, she would go from, I don't have any notes on here, but she would go from yes, right? Yes, she wants to enroll, over then to customer follow up. And I'd follow up with her about, what she can expect being a customer of mine, right? So let's talk about MLSP. If I offer her a membership and she says yes, she wants to get that trial membership for just $10, which I highly recommend you do. $10, 10 days. I want to make sure I follow up with her within her 10-day trial period. And I'm going to give her the next steps on what to do. Yeah. But more importantly, we are going to discuss some of her expectations. What does she expect from me as a leader? What does she expect from MLSP? What does she expect from herself? That's the conversation we're going to have in the customer follow-up, right? Now, if she bought a product or a course from me, again, I want to have that conversation, right? Tell me more about, why you got the course, what you're looking to get out of it. And this way I can find out, what she expects and offer her anything additional that may help her in her journey and in her experience. Okay. So I do that. Placements is, I don't use this super often anymore. I used it more so when I was in a network marketing company, but I do tend to also use this for MLSP. If somebody has grown in their leadership level, I make sure to put them over here so I can celebrate them. And same thing for any of my coaching clients. If they are ranking up in their business or they're having some level of success, some results, I put them over here to make sure that I market that, right? If I was able to help somebody out, I want to celebrate them and also use that to market to get even more coaching clients. So I put that over here. Okay. Um, and then in terms of scripts, I just called it scripts because it was easy to type and it fits. But I really don't give out scripts. It's really more bullet points and guidelines on certain things that you want to remember to include in your conversation. I don't really give you word for word conversations to have. Okay. So I don't want you to think that, I tell you guys don't do scripts. I hate scripts. And then I've got a script section. Just know these are guidelines. This is not a word for word. Hey, I see we're like-minded individual. Yeah, no, that's not what that is. Then for my Zoom, I have a go-to link that I use for Zooms when I'm talking with a prospect. So I'll grab this just as an easy way for me to grab it and send it out to them. And then I have my own personal notes for business. If I'm in the middle of reading a book, like I am right now, I'm done with Think and Grow Rich. Anyway, if I'm in the middle of a book, like I just started doing Get Rich Lucky Bee again, I'm now going to put that here. And any notes that I'd like to put in, I can do that. So typically I'll do this at night when it's my reading time and I have my my iPad out, and I'll pick up my phone and get on Trello with my phone and type in any notes while I'm reading off my iPad. Does that make sense? Okay. Or any courses that I may be going through and I want to take notes, I can do that. And then I also have some go-to courses that I'll give to people that I know are beneficial for them. Ones that I, get requested a lot. So I actually need to put some more in here. And then finally, it's the family stuff. So it was me, and then it was business, and then it was family stuff, right? So meal planning, this is super important because, oh my gosh, we eat. um, and staying in budget and all that kind of stuff. And so what I did was, we have a Monday through Friday, we have a section for recipes. And what I have, well, before it was me and the kids, right? Now it's me and the kids and the hubby, right? And I'll ask everybody, hey, look around for this week, see if there are any recipes that you want to try or any of your favorite recipes, drop them in here. Once they do that, right, if they want to put in or even some ideas, they can put that in here. So for example, like there's this one thing that I always order from what's the name of it? Noodles and Co. And my daughter looked up how to make it. And when she makes it, it is so much better than theirs. Same ingredients and stuff, but it just tastes better, fresher. And I was like, how does she do that? So anytime we have a dish idea inspired by a restaurant, we put it in there. Hey, do you know how to make such and such from Olive Garden? Do you know how to make, such and such from Ruth Chris? Right. And we'll put that in there because the kids love to go and look up recipes from restaurants and try to duplicate or make it better. So that's what we do around the house. And then throughout the week, we will plan something. So I have this as an example here, right? So if we have, snacks around the house for the day, so nobody eats up the food before it's time for the meal, and then breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So stuff like that. And then finally for the kids, their chores, right? Now, mind you, my kids are practically grown at this point, but there's some important things that I like to have on here based on our relationship. And that is what their goals are. As hopefully they're open enough and they don't mind sharing that with me, because if there's any way that I can help contribute to them hitting their goals in life, I'd love to do it, but I can't do it if I don't know what it is. So they told me some goals that they have, whether they're small goals for the week or the month, or there's something major. And then it's household chores, because mama ain't doing everything. Okay. So I'm already, working my buns off to grow the business. And even though I don't work a lot of hours on my business, I work about an hour or two per day on my business. That's really it. And even when I do coaching sessions, you saw I'll typically do maybe 2 or 3 in a day. And then I give myself the rest of the day of a break. At most, I'll do 4 clients in a day, but I try to do them back to back, get done. Right. But yeah, typically the longest I work is 4 hours. And now imagine that. Imagine you being able to work 4 hours and bringing in 5 figures a month. That's crazy. But it's crazy good because it's doable, right? So we got the chores here for them because while I'm working, everybody has to come together as a team in this family and work together to get household things that we know are necessary. They got to get done. So things like the cooking, since they already like doing the cooking, they trade off on that or they'll do it together. There's the cleaning, right? So we all have a rotation on who does what throughout the week. And if I happen to be super busy and I can't pull my weight for that, then somebody needs to tap in for me, right? So that's pretty much how this stuff works. And as you can see, like there's some days there's only one thing for them to do, right? If that, right? So some days we've got laundry on the list, but if the laundry's already been done, they don't have to do anything. And so they're free to do whatever they want for the rest of the day. They don't work a job. They both have their own businesses, their own ways of making money, and they both do it online. And so if they have some things that they want to get done, like maybe Bree needs to get some YouTube videos done, or Trevor has some graphic design clients that he needs to work with, then that's really all they need to do. So everybody's making their own money, everybody's contributing to the household, and this just works for our family. Okay. So now you know. This is how I stay on top of things. That looks like a lot. On paper, it looks like a lot, but I promise you, it makes everything so much simpler for me. And now for the piece de resistance, I'm going to show you what I share with coaching clients. Okay. My profitpreneurs know how to be productive without having to have all that on their Trello board. I be needing help, y'all. I need help. So let me see. I've been connecting, getting leads this week so far as I'm giving my full attention to the planning. Excuse or reason? That's a great question. Yeah. Okay, cool. You said, I like that. Awesome. Awesome. So you said, girl, let me know if you're coming to Paris. Only one train from London. Oh, okay. See, we got to make some plans. Okay. Once all the things are in on paper, calendar, Trello, then the mind is freer. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I love about it too. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what I have pre-made for coaching clients. Because one thing is with my coaching clients, I incorporate MLSP into it. And I do that because I see too many leaders out here that are telling people one thing and they're doing and using something else. I'm showing you what I use. I'm showing you what I do. And one of the things that I use that help me stay at my highest level of excellence is MLSP. And so I require that to be used in some capacity, right? So anyway, this is what I've made for clients. So let me share this with you. Dang, it's 6 o'clock already. I'm over time. Okay. Not really. I started a little late trying to get all the stuff together. Okay. Wait. That's not where I'm trying to go. Right here. Okay. So I made this little doohickey for everyone. And what they do, I'll give them the link to this, and then they will they can copy it. They got to copy it first, then they can edit it, right? They edit their copied version. Okay. Oh Lord, I done made this public. Child, I need to hide this. Y'all don't need to know. But once they've copied it, they can do whatever they want with their version of it, including change the background, change the colors, get fancy like I did with Trello and make some labels and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But anyway, this is just a label, so there's nothing in here but the picture. Okay. Now their goal for the month, and this is just a sample, right? Maybe maybe they're in MLSP, they want to hit L5. Maybe they want to get 10 sales for their offers, or maybe they want to convert some of the content that they've done, like a workshop or a webinar or a Facebook Live, into a course or a series or something like that. Maybe they want to make sure that they bring in an extra $500 this month or $5,000 this month, right? Or maybe they want to get 2 to 3 people a day into their Facebook group, right? Whatever the case may be, write your top goals for the month, your top 3 goals, your top 5, your top 1, whatever, right? How many, that's up to you. Then I have the daily tracker, right? And again, this is just the label. So the tracker is actually all the stuff underneath. So simple things that I have people focus on doing, things like, go and react to a person's comment, to a person's post, click on the follow button and follow them, and then comment on a post or 2 of theirs, and do that for 5 or 6 people on Facebook, right? Then I want you to go into your Facebook stories, and I want you to go and make a 6-page storybook, right? And you know what I mean by that, right? You know how you go on stories and you can make one page and then another right after and another, and it's the little tabs at the top of the screen. That's what I'm talking about. So do you have to have 6 pages in your story? No. If you got at least one, child, good. Just get something up there. Okay. But when we start going deeper into content planning, though, people's stories tend to get a little longer and more entertaining for folks to look at, which gets you more engagement. Then I want you to go and add 6 new people, right? Now, how do you do that? You're going to go and send out friend requests with a message, right? You send out your friend request and tell people why you sent them a friend request. Because when you're brand new, right, to somebody's inbox, you're brand new into their world, they want to know, who are you and what do you want? So you might as well just answer it now and be honest and have a good reason to send somebody a message. Anyway, that's a whole other training. So 6 people, right? 5 or 6 people a day. You can do more if you got time to do more. Start 5 or 6 conversations a day. You can do more if you have time to do more, right? Because the more you do, the more progress you're going to make in your business, and you're going to do it faster, right? But for the folks that are, working full time and got a lot on their plate, this is something that they can still do, because it only takes maybe 10 minutes, 15 tops to do this. The stories part, it'll take 5 minutes to do. So even if you look at the longest time, this is 20 minutes here. Adding people, sending a friend request with a message, that'll take you about 5 minutes, maybe 10, right? So what are we looking at? 15 plus 5 is 20 plus another 10, 30 minutes. Starting the conversations takes less than 5 minutes. So we're at 35 minutes. Adding people to the custom list, right? So once the conversations have started and you're learning more about the people, you can add them onto your Facebook custom list. That takes less than 5 minutes. So now we're at 40 minutes. And then going on social media and doing your post, right? You have to have a value-based post for the day. Do at least one, but it's great if you can do 2, right? Especially if one of the 2 is a Facebook Live, right? Go live if you can. So that's the social media part. And if you want to know the details of exactly what you do, then you'd have to get access to this. And the only way you can get access is to be a profitpreneur. You got to be a part of my tribe. How do you do that? Get on my newsletter. And when you get on there, make sure that you email me and remind me to send you this, or just request it from me and I'll give it to you. Okay. It's like really simple. Now I also have 2 amazing DMOs, and when you plug them in together, oh my gosh, child, you're going to get blown away. So this first one is the 5 steps to fire your boss. And the second one is limitless leads. Now, these are very important because they address 2 main problems that your average home business owner or network marketer, affiliate marketer would have. And that is number one, so many of us are ready to get out of the rat race and start to create their joy, create their freedom, create their stability. Because let's face it, many of us thought we had stable jobs until we didn't, right? And so now you realize stability can only be created by yourself, by you. And it's such a great opportunity to be able to do it with a business that you're creating from home. It's much less overhead, it's much less startup costs. It's simple if you let it be, and it can be fun, right? So, 5 steps to fire your boss is one that I have. And then you can take your limitless leads DMO and plug it in to the 5 steps. If you want to know how to do that, you got to hang out with me more. You got to be on my newsletter. But anyway, the limitless leads DMO pretty much shows you similar things to this, but takes you one further step, so that you can ensure that you always have a limitless amount of leads coming your way for your business. And again, if you're new and you haven't seen me talk about what a lead is before, you definitely want to check out my well, wherever you're watching me now, you'll probably be able to find it. So if you're watching me on Facebook, you'll probably be able to find it on my business page. If you're watching me on YouTube, then you'll be able to find it on my YouTube channel, where I talk about the definition of what a lead is, what you do once you have a lead, what are the next steps, all that cool stuff. So I just finished creating that content. Okay. What'd you say? Is that unusual to stay for you? Yeah, that's what it is. It's over delivering. And I forgot I can click this. Oh my gosh. This lighting is terrible. Oh my gosh, I'm so oily. Anyway, have you checked emails? Maybe during the outage. My email should be working fine, but I'll definitely have my tech person go back and check that for me, because I don't know what I'm doing. All right, cool. So very excited that you got value from this. And listen, if you want to continue getting some great tips from me, you want to 10x your progress so far, you want to be able to go next level in your income, all that kind of stuff. Well, that is what I'm here for. Okay. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this past hour. It's been an absolute joy to hang out with you, teach you a few things, show you some behind the scenes stuff. And I can't wait to see you on my newsletter, especially now, because what's coming very soon for my fellow profitpreneurs is a brand new monthly newsletter that I'm going to be putting out that you are going to love. Listen, don't argue with me. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Wait till you see it. Oh, I'm going to give some previews next month, but you're going to love being on my email list and getting access to those newsletters. Okay. So, anyway, I'm out of here. Once again, thank you for hanging with me. Cannot wait to see you in the next training right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel, live at 5.